Hello, my Crackerjacks. Welcome to my Crackerjack Box. Kiki here coming at you with a movie review. That's right, y'all. I got a movie review for you. We're going to see if we can get through it. That movie is called The Whale. So, let's get to. If you are a brand new Crackerjack, much love. If you're a returning Crackerjack, much love. We love everybody here. If you're brand new, if you could hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell to all. I'm a Hot Mess Express. You never know when I'm going to drop a video. I never know when I'm going to drop a video. And if you don't put the notification bell on, you won't either. So, I have a Crackerjack box. Once a month, I send a lucky goodie bag to a lucky Crackerjack box. Yeah, we'll go with that. And if you want to get in that, you have to send me your name, your address, your email, and your birthday to Kikiscrackerjackbox at gmail.com, or you can head on over to Kikiscrackerjackbox at Instagram, slide into my DMs, give me the same information. Sound good? Okay. So, I'm going to try to get through this video. This was a very personal, relatable movie for me. So, I'm going to say that and then we'll get into it a little more. Now, because of this movie, I have realized that it's important to celebrate even small wins or enjoy the things you love, because you never know what your time limit is on this earth. So, right now, the thing that I love the most, and I'm going to just put this out there first because I'm going to use it real quick, is the Scarlet Darling Cosmetics, the pink sprinkles lip gloss. Now, usually when I'm feeling like crap lately, and don't ask me, I don't know, I take this out and I put it on. Firstly, it smells like marshmallows. How can you feel like crap when you smell like marshmallows, right? And it's sparkly, so you look good, even if it's just your lips. Okay, so now that that's out of the way, this weekend, my sister and I decided to watch The Whale. Now, this is the one that Brendan Fraser won the Oscar for, and I will tell you that after watching that movie, he deserved it. I mean, he deserved it. If anybody else would have won, I would have been so mad. But anyway, that's besides the point. The Whale is about a man who has become super morbidly obese. And it starts out with him, and you see his apartment. It's not that great. He doesn't look good. His facial features, his everything does not look good. He has to get around with a walker. Every single thing he does, movement-wise or whatever, causes it's so much harder than everybody else, okay? Now, when it first opens, he is having pain in his chest. He thinks he's dying, okay? And at that time, someone's knocking on the door, and he thinks it's his, friend / caregiver, Liz. And he says, use your key. And so the door opens, and it's actually this guy. He is a missionary from a church, okay? So he's going around spreading the good news. So he tells the guy to read him this essay. And the guy's like, dude, I need to call you an ambulance. He's like, read me the essay. That's all I need you to do. Just start reading. And so the guy starts reading the essay. And as he's reading the essay, Brendan Fraser's character, his name's Charlie, he starts to calm down. When he starts to calm down, the pain starts to lessen a bit. So he's finally where he can breathe again. he doesn't think he's dying now. And the young man asks him, why didn't you have me call the ambulance or whatever? He goes, no hospitals. I don't go to hospitals. And my mom used to say that. And now that I am suffering from chronic illness and things like that, I understand why she said that. I understand why he said that. But anyway, and he says, well, why did you have me read this essay? And he says, well, it's good. Charlie says, well, it's a good essay. And the boy's like, yeah, but why this one? Why read it? You needed help. He goes, that did help me. He goes, I thought I was dying, and that was the one thing I wanted to hear before I died. Now, during the course of that conversation, Liz comes to his apartment and, is checking him out and discovers that his blood pressure's like 200 and something, 294 over 134. I mean, it's really high. It's like deadly high. And she tells him he's basically having heart failure, and that if he doesn't go to a hospital, he could be dead by next week. And he's still, no hospital. And so she tells the boy to leave. She finds out he's from New Life Church, and she tells him to leave. And he's like, but I want to spread the good news. She goes, I know you do. My dad is the head of New Life. Okay? I know all about it. He made me go to church and do all that stuff when I was younger. And all it caused me to be was like mad at the church. So, and Charlie definitely does not need that from you. So please leave. So he leaves. Well, then Charlie and Liz proceed to argue about him going to the hospital. And he's like, I'm not going to the hospital because that's going to be a ton of bills that I can't pay back and a waste of resources and just, And so she gets mad. But she has brought him food. And he starts eating the food, and he's literally inhaling it. He's not even really chewing that much, and he starts choking on the food. So then she has to give him the Heimlich the best way she can, because he's a very big man. So she has to pretty much pound on his chest while she leans him over his eye. It's sad, but it's very realistic. So then, he finally gets the blockage out of his throat. He says he's sorry. She says, eat your food like a real human being, like chew it, and, you're a grown adult, and da-da-da. So they're going back and forth. And you can very much see that this is like, it almost appears like a codependent relationship instead of caregiver and carry, I guess. And the reason I'm saying that is because I myself actually have a lady that comes and helps me, and I could see where the lines can get blurred. He goes back and forth with her, and she has to go. He stands up and, uses the walker, and it takes him forever to get places and, do things. And again, I know how that goes. And he's taking a shower, and he's shaving, and so forth. And he struggles immensely. I mean, he is very big, and he struggles, and he sweats, and he struggles, and he looks miserable, but at the same time, he has this positivity to him. It's crazy, I know. Also, during the movie, we have discovered that he is a teacher online. He teaches online writing classes. And he tells everybody that his webcam is broke, so that's why they never see him. But the truth of the matter is that he keeps his webcam off because he doesn't want them to see him. He's embarrassed by his size. He's embarrassed by his body. And he thinks that if they see him, that they're going to judge him and, so forth and so on. The next day, the boy comes around again. And they get to talking, and he's like, I really want to say, I really want you to be saved, and, God, and just all these different things. And Charlie starts asking him questions and whatnot. And then Liz comes back, and she is mad. She's like, get out of this house, get out of this house. The only person that can help him is me, and yada yada. And, he doesn't need this right now. And so she says, you know what? She brings Charlie his food, and then she says, you know what? You and me out here, we're going to have a conversation. And Charlie's like, Liz, and he's like, she's like, just give me a minute, please. So what happens is she goes out on the porch, and she has to talk with the guy, the kid. She's like, look, Charlie does not want new life. I don't want new life, but Charlie definitely doesn't, because new life is killing him, and new life killed his partner, my brother. My dad made my brother feel so bad about himself and his choices that he starved himself to death, and then he jumped off a bridge and killed himself. And now Charlie is lost without him, is sad and depressed, and he's killing himself with food. So we don't need any new life around here. We don't need to hear the good news, because it's because of your church and my father that he lost the love of his life, and now he's on his way to dying. So she tells the boy to go away and whatnot. And then she goes back in, and she's talking to Charlie, and they watch shows together. And, he gets up to go to use the bathroom. She helps him, and he keeps saying he's sorry all the time. Now, I relate to this because I say sorry all the time for things that I don't even know why I'm saying sorry. And I watch him taking a shower and struggling. I watch him not using the bathroom, but I watch him doing all these different things and struggling, dropping something and leaving it there until someone else can pick it up. Trying to use your grabber and it doesn't grab the item or whatever. And also missing out on certain things because you can't move around, or it's so hard for you to move. So during the course of this, that evening, I think Charlie orders 2 large pizzas with everything or something, and he puts the money in the mailbox, and the guy that comes to deliver the pizza is the same guy every time, and he always says, are you okay in there? Yes, I'm okay. The money's in the mailbox. Thank you so much. And he leaves, and then Charlie goes and gets his pizzas. And that happens a couple times. Well, Charlie knows that he's dying. And the way that the movie is set is like today's Tuesday, then there's Wednesday, then there's Thursday, that kind of thing. And so he gets a hold of his daughter. See, Charlie was married with a daughter and a wife. And when his daughter was 8, he left his family for the partner. I think his name is Alan, was his partner. So his daughter hates him because he broke up their family, but also because she feels like he abandoned her. And then he has her come over. So she's totally angry. She is mean and disrespectful, and she says harsh things and, whatever. And she's about to leave again, and he's like, I'll pay you. And she's like, what? He's like, I'm serious. I'll pay you. You come here. I'll help you with your essays for English, and I'll pay you when I'm done, when we're finished. And she's like how much money? And he's like, well, I think I have like $122,000, $23,000. And she goes, really? And he goes, look, I don't go anywhere. All I pay for is rent, food, and internet. And she's like, okay, because she wants the money. And so he starts trying to talk to his daughter and get to know her a little bit. And then finds out she got suspended. And he's like, why'd you get suspended? And they're going back. And she's like, are you trying to parent me right now? You leave me when I'm 8 years old and you're trying to parent me now? And he's like, no, I was just trying to find out about you. Why? Because I think you're a good person. She goes, why? He goes, because I just do. You are. So anyway, it's a back and forth thing. And it's the typical abandoned daughter and father trying to reconnect with that daughter. But the side story is that this father is morbidly obese and dying. Now, she doesn't know he's dying, but he does. So she does some mean stuff, okay? First of all, she tells him he's disgusting. She says the apartment is gross. And she takes a picture of him when he stands up to go to the bathroom. And she posts it online. Says, when this guy dies, there's going to be a grease fire in hell. So forth and so on. And then during one of the times that she comes over, she slips him a couple Ambien and makes him go to sleep. And then the missionary guy comes, and while he's there, she's talking to him, whatever, and she's like, you want to get high? He's asleep, yada, yada. When he's asleep, she starts walking around looking for anything valuable that she could steal and looking through his stuff. And the girl tells the missionary boy to kind of hit, and or else she'll call the police and say that he tried to take advantage of her. Now, I'm being a little cryptic because of YouTube's rules, just saying. Anyway, so she blackmails him into taking a hit. Then she takes a picture while he's doing it, and she freaks him out. So he runs into another room, and he shuts the door, and they're talking to each other back and forth between the door in the room. And basically he tells her, she tells him, she says, you're not from New Life. I know somebody from New Life. They said you were there, but you haven't been there, and you quit a long, long time ago. And so it turned out that he was there. He was trying to help people in a real way. And the church was being hypocritical and saying, basically, that's too much effort and whatever. Anyway, she's recording him. But he tells her basically he was at a church in his home state, I believe is Iowa. And he stole from the petty cash. And he left the church. And that he couldn't go back now because he was getting, when he was at the church, he was getting high. He was doing all kinds of stuff that was bad. And so he stole the petty cash and he left. Well, now he's been sober, whatever, till she made him, and then he can't go back because he's a thief. By the end of the week, Liz has already told him not to see her. He's not supposed to. And she's mean and she's scary, and he's trying to say, no, she's not. She's a great person. She has a good heart, and this and that. And Liz is like, I don't know why you do this. You always do this positivity and this, this everything, everybody's good, and, all these things. And it frustrates her. And like I said, they have this typical codependent relationship because she's his nurse and caregiver, but he was her brother's boyfriend and tried to help save him from her dad, who she knows how her dad was to her brother. You see what I'm saying? So she brings him food, and she's his nurse, and she, instead of just calling the ambulance and having him go to the hospital as a nurse, which is what she should do, she can't do that because she's also his friend, and all, so it's a very complicated relationship. But on the day before the last day, the mother, the girl's mother shows up. And she's like, she tells the daughter to go home. You're not supposed to be here. And, you know, on and on. Before the daughter leaves, Liz is there, and the mother and the daughter. And so she's talking about, you're not going to get that money, and da-da-da. And Liz is like, Charlie doesn't have any money. And the mother's like, saying, what is the account? The account's up to like 120,000 by now, right? Or over that. And so Liz figures out that he has money. So she is mad. She's mad that he didn't go to the hospital. She's mad that he didn't get things for himself that would have made things easier on him. She's mad that she has been his friend and has done things like her truck broke down and she walked through the snow to bring him his groceries. And he's like, I tried to offer to fix your truck. And she's like, yeah, but I said no because I thought you only had $700 in the bank. So she gets just completely mad, like feels betrayed and all this other stuff. So she leaves. She's like, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. And so he's upset about that. Well, then she leaves, and then the daughter leaves, and it's just the ex-wife and Charlie. And they start talking about how she said you weren't going to tell her until after she was out of school. Now she's only 17. So now she's going to want that money. She's going to drop out of school and da-da-da. And he says, I'm dying. She goes, yeah, you say that. Or she goes, yeah, I know. We're all dying. She goes, no. He goes, no, I'm dying. Like, I'll be lucky if I see next week. So then she gets upset and gets a little nostalgic, and they start talking about some of the good times and things. And then she gets mad, and she's wavering between emotion. And as a person who has been left before, I had that similar circumstance. My son's father left me for a guy. And you struggle with that really hard because it's like, what's wrong with me that my significant other leaves me for another guy, or if it's a girl, another girl, you know? And it's very hard because you blame yourself. You think there's something wrong with you. And it takes a lot to work out that it's not about you. It's about them. And while it's unfair that they tried to make a life with you, knowing that they would not be capable of loving you the way that you are loving them, they're trying to work out their life too. And unfortunately, you get brought along. So anyway, so she's mad and she's sad and she's just all these different things. And then finally she stands there and she's angry and she's mad. So she leaves. That evening he orders his pizzas like he always does. Well, he tells the guy that the money is in the mailbox. And when he goes to get his pizzas, the delivery guy has stood there at the end of the thing waiting for him to get his pizza and sees him and kind of makes a horrified look and runs away. So then that night he tries to basically kill himself with food. He's eating everything until he's made himself so sick that he can't hardly move. And so the next day, he is teaching his class, and he tells everybody, you know, I want you all to be honest. I've asked you to be honest, and y'all have shared some of these things with me, and so I'm going to be honest with you. And he turns on his webcam, and he shows his entire body and his everything. And he said, you guys are getting a new instructor, you know, because I guess they've been complaining about his teaching style. And they're going to make you rewrite your stuff until it's no longer yours. And he goes, but in essence, in this life, all you need to do is say things that are honest and be yourself and embrace that part of you. And then he throws his computer across the wall and it shatters. And then the daughter comes in, finally knocks on the door and comes in, and she's mad. She's like, I can't believe you did this to me, and da-da-da-da, and yada, 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 and I failed because of you, and how could you write this? And he said, did you read it? It's a good essay. She goes, well, the teacher didn't like it. She gave me an F, and da-da-da, and yada, yada. And he said, it's a good essay. And then he said, did you read it? And she said, no. And he said, read it to me now. And she doesn't want to read it. And then she starts reading it. And it's the essay that he asked the guy to read in the very beginning. It's an essay she wrote when she was I think she was 11. And he said, that is a good essay. That is a brilliant piece of work. And then she's like, I'm out of here. And she starts walking for the door. I'm sorry, she reads it from the door. She got mad. She went to the door. He said, please read it. Da, da, da. So she starts reading it from the door. And he's telling her she's perfect and she's wonderful and she's beautiful. And while she's at the door reading the essay, when she finishes, he stands up and he walks across the room to her. And then there's a big flash of white. And you assume that he's passed on. Now, I trigger warned you guys that was the movie. First of all, I'm going to say this is a brilliant piece of work. It is so good. I cried and cried. And I had to take a few days to process all of it in order to be able to come here and do the review. And I have to say, first of all, he deserved his Oscar. This is a very emotional, a good movie. I left some of the parts out because this thing is already 30 minutes long, and watch it. But the one thing I want to say is, I felt myself crying for his character and for myself. Because while I don't order 2 pizzas and sit and eat them or whatever, I do have poor eating habits. My body doesn't work the way that it should. I have to use a walker. It's hard for me to get up and go places and do things, even in my house. And my daughter is significantly... She's mean. She's mean to me. She says mean things. And I know it comes from a place of hurt and anger. But when you are just... I'm not dying of heart failure. I know that I'm dying eventually. And I may die quicker because of my health and my weight and all that. But I understand the thought of I don't want to go to the doctor. Because one, a lot of times they don't help or they can't. Like my doctor, I've had my doctor for 20 years. He's a wonderful guy. I love him. But the effort of getting up and going to the doctor's office is more than I want to expend for what he can do. So basically, it's only when I have to go to the doctor do I go. I have bad teeth. One is because of the surgery I had that's stealing the calcium. And 2, because I just don't have the money to go to the dentist. Now, I've been having to do some things where I'm going to have to do that now because of the shape my teeth are in. But it's not because I didn't want to. It's just because I didn't have the money. And I didn't have the energy. And being a big person, you have to consider that when you go to the dentist. Because will you fit in the chair? Will you be able to get up from the chair? Just all these different things. For me, how will I get there? How will I get home? Showering is difficult for me. I love to be clean. I used to take 1 or 2, sometimes 2 showers in a day because I loved it. Now it's an effort and it takes a long time. And I have to sit down to do it. Just saying. Using the restroom. All these different things are things that you sit and you know how hard it's going to be to stand up and how much pain you're going to be in. So you put it off to the last minute, or you put it off until you can gather the strength or the wherewithal to get up and go do it. The other thing is that you already feel sad and mad and all these emotions, and then you feel disgusting. You feel like the reason he says sorry all the time, and the reason I think I say sorry all the time, is because I already feel like a burden a lot of the time. And when there's something extra, I feel like I have to say sorry because I can't get around as well. Sorry, I can't get to the bathroom quicker. Sorry, I can't do this or that. You know, just different things. And it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the reality of our life. Again, like I said, I'm not dying of heart failure in a week. I could die tomorrow. I could die this afternoon. I could die in 20 years. I'm 52. I've got it on both sides. My mom died at 67, and so did my dad. But I had an aunt, Lucille, who smoked like a chimney, drank like a sieve, and was super, big. And she died when she was like 70-something, 80. I don't remember. So she lived a long life. But it doesn't help when you have children or siblings or whatever that treat you in a way that you're not good enough to breathe their air because you're disabled and you can't do the things that they can do, or they have to clean up after you, or they have to help you, or whatever. Now, my sister is great now. She didn't used to be. She's wonderful. However, my daughter is angry, and everything I ask her and everything I do is irritating to her and is a burden. It's an inconvenience. So she snaps at me. She makes me feel bad. She says mean, horrible things to me. And I try to chalk it off as she's just an angry person and it's not about me. But that doesn't help me when I'm feeling bad and I'm in a lot of pain. And then she makes me feel bad because it takes me too long to get to the bathroom, or because whatever. I ask her to get me ice instead of having to take the ordeal to get up and go get it or something. So the reason I took some days is so that I could try to tell this story without sobbing through the whole thing. Because I will tell you, watching the movie and afterwards, I was wrecked. I was wrecked for like 2 days. I cried and cried after I watched the movie. And once I stopped crying, I was internally crying. I mean, it was bad. And this is where my pink lip gloss comes into play. I thought, you know what? I have felt bad. I've been tired. I am going to put on my pink sprinkles. Sparkly. And smell the marshmallows. I am going to eat my orange pixie stick. And I'm going to watch the Great British Baking Show. Great Britain Baking Show. Because I love it. It's my happy place. So, pink sprinkles from Scarlet Darling Cosmetics. Orange pixie sticks from All City Candy. And the Great British Baking Show on Netflix. And I was in my happy place. And I have decided that it doesn't matter if I'm going anywhere. It doesn't matter if anybody needs to see me. I can put on my pink sprinkles. I can eat my orange pixie stick, and I can be in my happy place. And that's what I can do for me. And I can shut the world out and watch bakers baking yummy things that I will never eat, may never see, but it calms me and makes me happy. So this movie is amazing. The actors are amazing. And I hope that you take from this that you should watch it. And I want you to know Brendan Fraser deserves that Oscar. He brought to life a character that could have been portrayed by me. Not because I'm a good actor, not because I think I could do it better, just because that is similar to the life that I lead. I can't eat all the food that he eats because of my surgeries and stuff, but that's not the point. The point is his life and the way he lives and the things that he has to do and the struggles. That is me. And his being positive and also caring about people reminded me that I do that too. And I try to help people and I try to listen to people. And if my daughter's mad at me and she wants to say mean things to me, I'm going to stick my headphones in and watch my British baking show on my tablet. Right after I put on my pink sprinkles and eat an orange pixie stick. Now, yes, I know orange pixie sticks, not good. Not a great, meal choice. Pink sprinkles, no one's going to see it, but it smells like marshmallow. Who cares? I sparkle, I'm happy. It's my happy place. And British Bacon Show. Seriously, guys, if you haven't seen it, you should watch it. So good. So, I'm going to give this a 11 out of 10. I mean, this was such a good movie. And I hope that you take the time to watch it. If nothing else, for the human spirit, for the human connection. And for you to see what it's like to be a morbidly obese person and try to watch it without the judgment that comes along with that. Try to watch it from one human being to another. And remember, Kiki loves you.